Hey beautiful soul stars, welcome to Starlight, Starbright Tarot. I hope you're all well. Love, light and blessings to each and every one of you. And welcome to the new subscribers. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you to those people who like as well. It helps the channel to grow and the messages to get out there for other people to listen to. Okay, so caught in a rut is what I'm getting. So you feel like you're caught in a bit of a rut. Maybe life's a little bit boring at the moment, or you just don't know your way forward. Let's find out what's going on for you. Let's hope this tarot reading helps you to come out of this feeling of rutness. Is that a word? Rutness? Okay, we're using the Oracle of the Radiant Sun to get started. So let's see what comes up. Thank you, Divine All. Help us get the messages that we need so that we can move forward. Perhaps just being patient is the name of the game as well, is what I'm getting to say to you. Oh, endurance. Yeah, being patient, endurance. This is a test of your strength, is what I'm getting. Your ability to move through the mundane sections of your life. Or it's like some people, you know, they skip forward when something feels a little bit dull and boring. So there's no skipping forward. You're in it for the long term. This is a test of your strength and a test of your endurance. Perhaps you have already endured much and you're kind of a little bit fed up with it all. It's a good time to change old habits. It's a good time to reflect on yourself, to reflect on those things that you truly desire, those things that serve you, and letting go or reflecting upon and letting go of those things that do not serve you. So yeah, it is a little bit of a game of endurance. There is the, it's interesting because this god looks like they're wrestling the lion, but it looks like more like a giant bear hug to me. So bears and lions here. Yeah, under the hot sun is what I'm getting. Yeah. And the lion has its tongue out. Now, in Chinese mythology, you have the licky lion, you know, and it's a sign of good luck. So, yeah, endurance. And it's an 8, you know, building up your strength, building up your power. You know, times when life is mundane and boring, that's a test of our faith, that it's a time basically of sitting back and taking stock of what's going on. So there's something here about, you know, taming the lion, taming the beast within is what I'm getting to say to you. And then we have, oh, domination. Look, more wrestling. Perhaps you're wrestling with yourself. You're wrestling with your ego as well with the lion here. And this is the thing as well, you know, maybe you feel like you're meant for more. Maybe you feel like you should be doing more. Maybe you haven't received the attention that you deserve in some area, or maybe all areas of your life. So, but you need to dominate. You need to come out on top. Arms being twisted behind your back. Like, what does that mean? It's kind of like, yeah, one arm behind your back. It's like you're hamstrung. Yeah, you feel stuck and hamstrung. There could be somebody around you who's trying to dominate you in some way. And then we have a lot of religious symbols here. So yeah, there is some here to do with domination, but you have to kind of, number 9. 9 is a highly spiritual number. It's like strong masculine energy, toxic behaviors and things like that. They can be accentuated when it comes to the number 9, but it's kind of a very spiritual number in that it's also the number of the hermit. So it's a time to conquer your bad habits. It's a time to conquer your toxic, toxic energy. It's a time to conquer those things that really don't serve you anymore. Those things that you need to give up, but you're struggling to give up. You're wrestling with yourself. You feel like you've got one arm tied behind your back. There could also be something here that, you know, something else or someone else is dominating you. There could also be a need to detoxify your environment, some kind of spiritual detox needed here in your environment as well. So we'll get one more. Yeah, and it's like these two are like twins, you know, that they look alike. So this could definitely be wrestling yourself in some way. And then we have practicality. Yeah, getting back to basics. You need to kind of be grounded, be practical, focus on those everyday things that need attention. Once the Divine All knows that in your most, mundane moments, in your most difficult moments, if you can conquer yourself, take the opportunity to conquer these, the things about yourself that you need to let go of, then the angelic realm, the spiritual realm, will reward you by giving you more responsibility, is what I'm getting. Or reward you in going out in the world in some way. We have the lotus flower. It's like in Mulan we have the flower that shines in adversity, is the greatest flower of all. So you need to come out from under the yoke, is what I'm getting, like this burden here. And we have like bulls and carts here, manual labor, you're gardening, tilling the soil. And this is what you need to do. You need to prepare to plant seeds for your future. So you could be in a rut at the moment because some things need to be completed. Some things need to be overcome. Or you need to come out from under those things, those people that dominate you in some way. You need to take back your power. You need to be the dominant force in your own life. And that's not through aggression. That is through learning to take higher ground, is what I'm getting. Moving to higher ground. Yeah, birth, rebirth. Perhaps since birth you've been under the thumb. Perhaps since birth you've been in situations where, very difficult situations. Maybe you've had a lot of aggressive energy around you. Abusive parents, abusive people, abusive partners, or just very, passive, even in a passive-aggressive way, because people who are passive-aggressive are generally gaslighters. They're the ones that they quietly undermine your confidence, and you don't realize it until you start to fall apart, and then they call you crazy. So since birth, this has been a test of your strength. This has been a part of your way forward. This has been a part of your path, is to have you put on, put to the brink. You get to the brink of something where you just can't take it anymore, and that kind of moves you. So instead of waiting for things to get to the point where you can't stand it anymore, and then maybe, making rash decisions, it's kind of time to sort of make more deliberate, practical moves, planning energy rather than impulsive energy. But of course, if you're in a difficult and abusive situations, sometimes all you can do is run to survive. But this has been from birth. You have had a very oppressed, many oppressive situations occurring in your life. That's I'm getting creep up on you. You enter into a partnership and, it's happiness, it's love, it's, you're walking on air, and then slowly the oxygen just gets sucked out of you over time. Wow, that's pretty full on. But this has all been a test of your strength, your ability to take care and nurture yourself, your ability to move from impulsive behaviors to more deliberate planning style behaviors for those who are impulsive. For others, it's just letting go of what doesn't serve you. It's a test of your strength to give up addictions. So it's a time to bring stability to yourself. So like we have this person who seems really needy and clingy and hugging this lion, hugging the life out of this lion. And then we have somebody else who kind of like they're into martial arts, they're into, body fitness, that kind of thing. Perhaps these people have also tried to oppress you. But 10, it's about completion. You need to complete things, you need to bring things to an end, you need to till the soil to plant seeds for a new future. So while you're feeling in a rut, while you're feeling bored, this is a time to, instead of seeking entertainment, instead of seeking distractions, all of those sorts of things, it's a time to really look deep within yourself and to work on yourself, to build yourself up, to let go of those things, those negative toxic energies within you or around you. You kind of need to take practical steps. It's kind of just looking after everyday things, and like life can be very mundane, which is interesting. I was talking about this yesterday. So it's a time for birth and rebirth. Life's been a struggle. You've been in combat. you know, you've worked hard, you know, you're sort of stuck in manual labor, yeah, stuck in neutral. So what's going on here? I hope this makes sense. Yeah, we have an Ace of Wands. It's time to fire up. You have a new beginning. Create strong creative energy. This is to also help you to grow in confidence, to know that you have been through very difficult times and you've come out the winner. You may not feel like the winner. You may feel like you're broken. You may feel like you've been smashed to pieces. You may feel many things. You may feel like you can't get off the ground. But this is telling you with this Ace of Wands, it's time to fire up. It's, you know, your confidence is about to grow. There could be people who are a little bit overconfident when it comes to you as well. They don't really realize your power. They don't realize your strength. This is divine power. This is divine motivation. That Ace of Wands tells me that you still have a lot of passion left in you. You still have a lot of fire. You have a new beginning. You need to find creative ways to move around in your life or to move through obstacles. Also, it's telling me that, you know, there's a creative idea in all of this. There's a story in all of this. There's an invention in all of this. So take this time when it's boring to do the things you love, or to start creating something that you always wanted to do. And it can be anything. You know, you could crochet blankets for poor people if you're into crocheting. You know, you can paint. If you're an artist, you can start writing. And, you know, it doesn't have to be a book. It can be a short story. It can be poetry. It can start small and then build it up from there, is what I'm getting to say to you. So, you know, you're a very passionate person. You are very driven, but for some reason, yeah, and maybe that's it too with the fire. It's kind of like everything always has to feel exciting. When you've been through a life where you've had to combat for everything, fight for everything, you know, that's lower chakra energy. Life can feel less exciting when you become more peaceful, when things become quiet. And that's because our adrenaline levels are, you know, and is it cortisol levels? Yeah, are completely out of balance. So it's like sometimes we need to be bored, and in order to really get to know ourselves better, but also in order to create. If you shut down everything, if you just shut down all your social media, do it for 3 days, like just switch everything off for 3 days, switch yourself off for 3 days, guaranteed you'll start to get a flow of ideas of things to do, or something that you really feel passionate about. But you're stronger than you think you are. You could give very strong hugs, or you're physically very strong, stronger than you realize is what I'm getting as well. But on a spiritual level, you're much stronger, or you've grown in strength and wisdom. And then we have the Ten of Cups with happy families here. This could also be to do with the family and family matters. There's something within your family background, within your family history that needs to be healed, that needs to be conquered once and for all. Just remember, you are not your parents, you are not your friends, you are not your offspring, you are not your siblings, you are a totally unique individual person. You know, if you have grown up in a toxic family, that by no means means that you are, you know, you are of the same mold. So they say apples don't fall far from the tree. Yeah, well, some apples fly far, far away in a very heavy gust of wind is what I'm getting. And we have Nine of Cups, so nines again, taking time to yourself. Maybe you are a single parent, a single mother. You might have a dog. This is a greyhound in here. You might have a large cat with the lion. But it's kind of like this person, you couldn't have done it without some Leo in your life, or a lion in your life, or an animal, or something like that. Or there is someone around you who has, you know, stuck with you through thick and thin. Yeah, so, yeah, that you can have gratitude for. So the Ten of Cups and the Nine of Cups, yeah, sort of like moving through these phases of your life, family to now being single. Perhaps you've been through a divorce, or you know, perhaps you are single, living alone. But it's to find that happiness, to find that contentment, on your own. You know, there are joyful moments in all the struggle. That's the other thing too. There's a lot of joy in this struggle. So yeah, but you kind of need to be more practical about happiness. Yeah, when it comes to happiness, you have to kind of take a more practical outlook. But there's new seeds being sown here. You know, there's compassion, there's love, there's happy families. There could be some kind of reunion going on here as well, is what I'm getting. So you're stuck in a rut. Yeah, yeah. So really, this is a time of reflection. It's a time of letting go. It's a time before you can move forward. You cannot take all this baggage into your new life, because the cycle will just start all over again with that 10 here. You know, that's the cycle coming to an end, things coming full cycle. So you kind of maybe have to learn, maybe, you know, you have to learn to understand that you can, you know, do things on a mundane day-to-day level and still feel happy or still feel gratitude, rather than feeling disgruntled and bored. So that's for someone. Yeah. So, and then we have a King of Swords here. So the King of Swords, you know, highly intelligent. They can be a bit cold and... I'm getting cold and ruthless. Oh, okay. Somebody's a bit stern, cold and ruthless. This person has very stern eyes looking at this, or there could be something here to do with surgery and things like that. You know, if you've had to have surgeries in your life, that's to experience what it's like to have surgery. You know, everything in your life is an experience, and on a spiritual level, it's so that you can understand humanness, what it is to be human, what it is to be vulnerable, fallible, those sorts of things. It's not meant to make you feel afraid. It's meant to just give you that experience, is what I'm getting. So we have a King of Swords here. Maybe somebody's judging you quite harshly, or perhaps, you know, you have been through a divorce and difficult things. Yeah, it's like you've got some people in your life, they're very combative with you. And maybe you're retreating from them with the 9, or you need to retreat. Maybe you do retreat more and more into yourself as people become more and more combative. Not because you're kind of submissive, but more because you just don't want the confrontation. And you don't have to have the confrontation. That's, yeah, finding creative ways to move around this situation or move around these people. So there could be somebody stepping forward. They're a bit blunt, they're a bit brash, impulsive behaviors as well. And it could relate to the people I described earlier. Yeah, and we have a Knight of Swords. Yeah, something flying in, someone rushing in. Somebody wants to give you a piece of their mind. They're very impulsive, but no matter how much the wind howls, the mountain shall not be moved. So the block in your movement forward, you're being caught in a rut. There's a lesson to be learned here when it comes to family and aloneness. So those two things. So, yeah. So somebody does want to come in, or maybe you did, maybe you were a bit rash, you were a bit brash, you know, you speak your mind, you know, you're an intelligent person, you're a person of words, you're a communicator, but maybe things just fell on deaf ears. People don't want to hear you, they don't want to listen to you, they just want you to shut up. Oh, that's harsh. Yeah, they want to be the dominant force, or they've got things to prove to you. So they don't want you to tell them who they are. So that's for someone. And then we have one more, 3 of Cups. So we go 9 of Cups, 3 of Cups, you know, celebration, joy, 3 phases of your life. Yeah, temperance is being called for here. Needing to balance yourself, cleanse yourself, alchemy here for good health, drinking to good health, that kind of thing as well. So there's a focus here on health, on eating organic, because I'm getting farmland here, or eating foods that are, you know, good for you. Don't eat processed foods. That's just the thing. Because processed foods are expensive. Pre-cooked meals, they're more expensive than if you just buy a bunch of vegetables and make a stir fry. It's kind of a lot cheaper to cook than it is to eat processed foods. And once you stop eating processed foods for a while, you know, it's an addiction. addicted to all the chemicals in these foods. But yeah, it's kind of like once you give up these foods, you'll start to, and then you taste them in the future, you'll be like, oh my God, they taste like chemicals. But yeah, health here is very important. But there's also drinking to your good health. So your way forward is to be in the moment, be in now, and overcome these negative feelings that creep upon you, or these moments of, you know, spiraling down when you're feeling a bit bored and mundane, when you're feeling friendless. Rejection is God's protection. It's time to work on yourself. You know, this is a spiritual war that we have been in for a long, long time, but it's culminating, it's coming to a head. The light needs to fight back, and we need people in full strength who've been through terrible things, who have grown in strength, grown in heart, and grown in light, so that we can, you know, understand and assist others. We have walked in the shoes of others as much as, you know, one possibly can. So temperance here, balance being called for. And again, we have victory, and judgment. So, you know, you're being judged. It's kind of like you've been on some kind of marathon with this endurance. You know, you're being judged by the divine, and you're being deemed victorious. But there are things at the moment, if you're in a rut, that you need to work on in order to move forward. So, you know, not letting other people dominate you. Don't let other people sway you. You know, meditate and make up your own mind. Have the strength to move forward with or without whatever. You know, with or without anything. Yeah, needing to get back to basics. Needing to like declutter as well. Needing to think about how you spend your money. There's no point having beautiful things if you know, if you can't feed yourself, is what I'm getting. So anyway, dearly beloved, what's going on here? So the divine is guiding you. You're being, you know, applauded in the divine world. You are passing the test. You will pass the test. If you're actually doing a test of some kind, you will be victorious. But yeah, it's, you know, you are being judged. It's all written in the book of your life. Everything's written in the book. You are being judged on this. It's all a test of how you deal with situations. And we don't always deal with situations well, you know, when we've had traumas, and, you know, when we've had difficult relationships, you know, when we're a little bit wonky ourselves anyway. Yeah, so, oh, highest good. Yeah, so this is for your highest good. This is about the highest good. This is also I'm getting like the high counsel of the divine, you know, guiding you. This is for your own good. It's like we ground our children to teach them, you know, and they're bored in their rooms and whinging and complaining. But really, we've grounded them as a time to give them reflection. But it's the same with us. You know, we are God's children, and sometimes we're put into time out, and we think we're being punished because, you know, life feels boring, it feels mundane. You know, you're worried, is anybody out there? Is there anyone out there that I can relate to? Is there anyone out there who'll ever understand me? You know, all of these things. Will I have that money that I need? Will I, all this kind of like constant monkey mind. So you need to still that and be in the moment. If you're in a difficult situation, yeah, you need to plan to leave, because people who abuse you will just continue to, it gets worse. Abusive people need psychological help, not a pleading and begging wife and husband or a doormat. So highest good, I am a conduit. Change me, divine beloved, into one who can let you act through me. I offer myself to you. May I be a conduit for your blessings. Use me for the highest good. And this is what you're coming to. You know, you're coming to a more spiritual, higher level of being, and that's with the 9, you know, that hermit energy, that wisdom energy. We are all conduits for good and evil. So going back to the beginning of the reading, you know, we need to clear our energy. We need to clear our ancestral lines. We need to clear our spiritual selves, clean ourselves up, clean our act up. Just because no one's looking doesn't mean that you shouldn't be doing. Like, if your house is a certain way, and then you think people are coming over and you quickly run around tidying up, and you go and scrub the toilet for the first time in 2 months. It's little things like that that the divine wants you to pay attention to, because you're going to get unexpected guests. And if you're a person who feels embarrassed because your house is a mess, then you need to be a tidy person every day. So get into that routine, the practical things. Get into the routine of just doing your dishes every night and putting things away. And I mean, I'm a terrible culprit for leaving dishes everywhere. Like, I'll use every cup in the cupboard before I'll wash the cups up. Like, I've got a thing about washing dishes, and I hate dishwashers because they're fucking filthy machines. Like, I have a dishwasher, but like, it doesn't matter. Wow. Dishwashers, I fucking hate them. You've got to wash the dishes before you put them into the machine, and then you've got to wash half of them again when you bring them out. Like, you may as well just wash them. So, but I'm a culprit. I'm terrible when it comes to dishwashing. My perfect partner would be with somebody who loves to wash dishes, because that's the one thing I hate. But that's the thing that the divine is saying, well, there's no one coming to wash your dishes, and it doesn't matter how many times you put cleaner into your dishwasher, we're still going to fly filth all around you, We're going to frustrate you with dishwashers anyway, because I've never had a dishwasher that's ever really worked, even expensive ones. Oh, it's hilarious. And then people go, oh, but you have to rinse them first. I'm like, well, what the fucking point is that? And then if you're rinsing them first, you may as well fucking wash them. Oh my God. Anyway, yeah, I'm having a rant. So, and beauty. You are beauty. I am a spark of divinity. And that's it with the Ace of Wands here. You are a spark of God. You are a spark of divinity. Change me, divine beloved, into one who knows without question my own beauty, worthiness, and desirability. Let me remember constantly who I am. Love itself in a temporary human form. And that's it. I was saying that before, learning what it is to be human. But also, our worth does not come from the outside. Like, often we feel if somebody's needy, we feel like we're not lovable unless someone's loving us. We don't feel like we're beautiful unless somebody is making us feel confident about ourselves. So these sorts of things, these are all the things that you need to work on in your downtime, in the mundane days, before you can move forward. And once you have an I am peaceful, learning to come to peace with it all, because you are a person. Oh, little Archangel Michael just fell on top of 3 of Cups. So cleansing and alchemy. Because you are somebody who the divine wants. You're being called. Judgment here. You're being called. You're being called, and you will be victorious. You're being recruited to God's army. So now you have to go through when you're recruited into an army, you have to go through the obstacle courses. You have to prove your fitness. So, and this is just not spiritual fitness. Of course, that's important, but also you do, the divine wants you to get physically fit, mentally fit, emotionally fit. This is what you have to be in the elite squad, don't you? And if you're going to be like Black Ops or something, I don't know. The divine wants you to toughen up, but in a good way, in a loving way, in a kind way. Moving with love in your heart, but having the strength of a lion. So lion-hearted, yeah. Anyway, that's quite a rant video today. I don't know, it's for someone. I just got onto a rant. Love to you guys. Hope you're still watching. Check out the other videos. Alright, love to you. Bye.